Hi, my name is Elaine Klein, and I'll be talking about the revival of Bye Bye Birdie, which I saw in 2009. Now, my original intent in going to see this was, of course, John Stamos. I knew him from watching reruns of Full House because I was not fortunate enough to grow up in the late 80s, early 90s, but I loved him anyway. And what I ended up finding out was that I loved a lot more aspects of the show than I was hoping or intending on, because I was really there for John Stamos. But when the cast itself was just talented, they were a great, talented group of people, including the original Mr. Noodle from Sesame Street, which I didn't figure out until afterwards. And what I really enjoyed was that they had young adults and teenagers around how old I am now playing the teenagers in the show. And I find that to be a good thing, because when you're watching 40-somethings playing 17-year-olds, it just doesn't seem very authentic. And when you're a teenager, you need something you can relate to. And even though this show takes place in like the 1950s, you can relate to the teenagers as they're struggling to find love. The set design for this show, I loved the set. I think they did a great job with the set. And I just thought, and the music was good, they did a really good job with singing, and the choreography and the acting was brilliant. But I did have a couple things that I didn't like. For starter, one thing I was really upset about was the fact that they didn't sell a CD of the revival cast, because they did such a good job with it. And then another dislike would be they were adding lyrics and things to the original score. Like in One Last Kiss, they had this whole thing where they were changing them in and out of historical outfits and singing the same thing over and over again. And it would just be Conrad Birdie and Ken McAfee in different costumes, with Conrad singing "Oh, One Last Kiss" over and over again for about 10 minutes in different costumes. I understand the creative license, but I didn't think it was very helpful. I like the original score more than what they did to edit it. And then one thing I was confused about were the costumes. They had them like in families, like color-coded families, and I thought, that's cool, but it got kind of confusing. Overall, I thought Bye Bye Birdie was a very well put on production, and I'm very glad I went to it, not just because I shook John Stamos' hand, but because it was a very well brought performance.